I don't know why this cuts out so often. I mean, I streamed there probably for about 5 minutes maybe, and it cut out as usual. Why this thing cut? Why does this thing cut out? Anyone know? It's sort of really it's like a real. It just bugs you, don't it? I used to stream with OBS, and that never ever ever cut out. Or did it? Certainly not as much as this YouTube app does. That's a dead cert. Oh, now I've got the chat going on here and all. Where was I on here? No, I've seen a few other streaming on here. What do you want gold for? You only go and spend it. Speed record. Well, I ain't gonna win it now, am I? Oh yeah, I'll show you this Tylo as you're here. I just started off with that round the side, and then I chucked this face thing on it. I've sort of done this face before, but I thought I'd mess about a bit again. Trouble is with that, the lips are too big on it. The shapes are sort of right, but I think the lips are too big and bulbous. But it's like work in progress, I suppose you could call it. I think I requested your Facebook. I never ever use Facebook, Steve. Never ever. I don't think I've signed in on Facebook on this game in months, if not years. So when you stream, you're alright, are you? Because I don't see it. It's really weird. It will seem to stream. When I've done this before, it will cut out maybe 3 or 4 streams on the trot after about 5 minutes, and then it will last for like an hour and a half. It's really weird. Where are we? Road course. Oh, that your team, Steve. I'm pretty sure you can only. I would only be able to see your cars if I was in your team, I think. It's funny, this game doesn't support Google Plus anymore, does it? But if you are teammates, then you can see them, but you can't do it just with normal Google Plus. These last couple of Ferraris we had are really skiddy and horrible, aren't they? It's typical the old-fashioned Ferraris we always used to have before the LaFerrari and that come along. I shouldn't really have done that because I'm now going to have a load of really hard opposition, aren't I? What, is there no engine sounds on here then? There should be engine sounds on it. So is it only just a screen playing on here at the moment then with me talking? Is there no sounds of the car or music or anything? I'm pretty lucky with that saving business. I don't have to save anything anymore. I earn enough now through, you know, in race teams and just when they put these new series and stuff out, just to keep me going with a few thousand gold in reserve. I don't have to pedal Le Mans anymore. I must have saved on this game for about 3.5 years. It's nice not to have to do that anymore. What have we got here? Porsche test track. I think I might put that gone off again. That all looked a bit funny, I think, for some reason. I think I'll put that thing in service. VIP this car. Now, I've never VIP'd a car, ever. Let's have a little look how dear it is. Would you like to... Oh, can't see for the chat. Would you like VIP? Whoa, I think that costs you $4.99 or something. I'm too scared to even press yes, just in case it just takes the money out. I don't think it would, but I'm just too scared, just in case it does something it shouldn't. See you later, Tylo. Have a good day. So how often do you cut the corners then, Stevie boy? I bet you like chopping the corners off. We've all done it. We've all done it. I've done it. Everyone's done it. I mean, it just depends on what mood I'm in, really. Sometimes I'll chop all the corners, and then other times I don't chop any, and I'd rather even come, say, second or third, rather than chopping the corners off. But that's only now because I don't have to earn the gold. When I sort of was saving, it was more in... This car's horrible. It was more important for me to more important to win, so you know, I levelled up and what have you. So how much is it to cost to VIP a card in? Because I've never ever done it. I'm sure when I looked at it once it was like a £5 or something like that. I thought, well, there's no way I'm spending a £5. This game actually makes everyone a total miser. I don't think there's any other games that make you an absolute miser that this game does. It's like you resent paying money for absolutely everything. I don't know. I don't think I could see your collection, Daniel. Google Plus won't allow me to do it, and you're not in my team, so I don't see how I'd even be able to see your collection. £3. Yeah, so I'm sure when I looked up, I thought it was like $4.99 or so. When I used to be in Real Racing Chat Lounge, when the race teams very first came out, there was a bloke, Mike Clements, and that boy could pedal. He could pedal all day, all night, and just keep on going, that boy. But he used to VIP his cars, so he would like spend $5, whatever it was, Canadian, and you know, just so he had servicing all day, so he could run in green, so he could score better for the team. And he thought it was well worth it, and I'm sure he's not the only one. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. Chop that first corner over by the Dunlop chicane. Then you got a nice clear track and you don't bump into anyone. Do you know that they changed that quite a lot, haven't they? Because when I first started doing that 10 lapper, you used to lap other cars on lap 4 is when you first bumped into them. That was on the old, yeah, on the Toyota one, but on the Endurance Kings. But then they changed that, and you don't seem to bump into anybody till about lap 8 or 9 now, do you? Last time I'd done it anyway, that was. 10, 12 hours is not uncommon. There's loads of people do that. But there are some people who do 24, 25. I mean, there was a bloke, he's been Chat Lounge team. What was his name? Joseph, something or other like that. And he would race from when it started to when it finished, continually. Didn't break for anything. Because a couple of blokes in our team tried to keep up with him a couple of times, and they both couldn't do it. I think one bloke, Chew, he raced non-stop for about 18 hours. In the end, he just gave up. He couldn't keep going. But that Joseph, he used to keep going. Say the whole 25 hours, he would just, if it was say Indy for argument's sake, he would race Indy for 25 hours non-stop, just non-stop. And then you'd see a couple of the there'd always be a few Russians that would, or Brazilians, one or the other. Because it always seems to be Russians and Brazilians that seem to be the cheats out of everybody. It's always Russians or Brazilians, isn't it? And they would always do double what he done. It's like he knew full well they'd been cheating because he'd raced the whole 25 hours and they scored like twice the amount he did. And he was running in green, so... I wonder if it's just part of like racing games that makes you competitive, and it makes you want to win so much that you don't actually, care if you cheat and stuff. I say we all cheat. I cheat. Everyone cheats, but it just depends where your own personal line is that you think is over the line or what's not over the line. There's a few people even doing like YouTube videos. They will fiddle their clock. They'll fiddle their clock and then spend 3,000 gold and move the clock just to show you what like the upgrades costs are of a new car out or whatever. Oh, I wouldn't do that, but a lot of people do. Yeah, but that multi-devicing, loads of people multi-device. Loads of people do it. That's how everyone was earning lots of money in the race teams, because it said like there was a team of 1, 2 or 3 whatever, but there was actually a team of probably 30 racing that. They used to log into like temporary accounts or give each other their account login details. So where you got a team and it said there was like 1 in it or 2 in it or 3 in it, whatever, and they came say whatever 85th, and there's only a team of 1, 2 or 3 in it, there was probably actually 30 people racing just only on 2 or 3 login accounts. So it looked like it was a 3-man team, but it weren't a 3-man team. It was about 30 of them. There's so many little glitches and things people do. And then at the end of it, they all then used to restore their saved game before the race team finished, and then got loads of gold out of it. There'd be like maybe 200 people would get that same reward of 200 or 300 gold each. Race teams is the biggest opportunity for cheating, I think, this game's ever seen. Where was that Dubai at? International. I'll do that elimination first. All for Paul Walker are all a bunch of saddos anyway, if you ask me. That's not an owl. Might be a pigeon or a collared dove or something. It's not an owl. Oh, I don't know. That bloke over the back of me, he's got owls and what's he got? Owls and hawks over the back, but I don't think he lets them out. There was out in the I'm out in the conservatory. There was a couple of weeks ago. There was a hawk thing sitting on my fence. Looked well dodgy. Normally I go and chase birds and that off, but I wasn't going out with that. It'd have hit me. I'm not sure I've even got a favourite car these days. There's still plenty of cars I don't like. I don't like really any car that's got no grip, and there's lots of them. This is a typical car, got no grip. The new couple of Ferrari, any good grip there. I really like cars that are that have got a good balance. They've got enough speed without being too fast, and they're just well balanced. They just seem to have the right amount of brakes for the speed that they go, and the right amount of grip. Let us pick any car to race on the track. I'm curious to compare. What cars do you want to compare? Oh, I thought I'd finished. What sort of cars are you thinking about comparing then, Mihai? I don't even know how you spell it. I don't know how you say that name actually. What is that, Indian name or something? Well, the Ford Escort would be crap on this game. Look at the Focus. Focus is better than an Escort, and that is right. Like, you compare that with like the proper cars on here, and it's although it's a good little fun car. If you had the Focus, that would be like the Hyundai thing. I keep thinking I've finished. Oh shit, got 11 seconds to go yet. Are they not all the same, these? Dodge SRT, is that Challenger or is that Charger? Oh yeah, I saw that McLaren Senna. That looks a good one. There's a McLaren P1 GTR James Hunt edition as well, isn't there? That's a nice looking thing, I know. Both very similar, that and the Senna, I think. I suppose out of all the things that I would like on this game, I would like a bit more variation on the gameplay, really. I mean, going around these same old tracks in just a different car, it's just like, it's like this car, whatever this is, this Huracan thing. Going around the track in this Huracan is just like going around the track in a Dodge or one of the crappier Ferraris. Or what else? I don't know, maybe the Audi R8, not the LMS Ultra, the other one, whatever that one is, V10 Coupe, is it? It's similar to that, but it's not got as good grip as the V10 Coupe. So you're just going round and round and round doing the same old thing. I'd like to maybe introduce like a you know, we used to call them autocross. So like at Brands Hatch, where we just went round there, say if you had a section that cut across, you know, the last corner that a lot of us do, like cutting and stuff, that if you put, say, a cut across there with a couple of little wiggly chicaney bits and had gravel or something like that, so you go around the tarmac, then you go on the gravel and you go across that bit, that sort of thing, so a bit like a motocross type thing. I'd like that. What makes you think we might get a new Rome track in a new update then? Is that another one of their things where they've what is this thing? Oh. Is that another one where they're doing that stupid Formula E thing? Is that their latest one where they've done Rome or whatever? Because the Rome track itself is good on Gran Turismo. That's a really nice track on there. In fact, all the city ones are on that Gran Turismo. I like all of them, I think. I want to compare the Toyota Nismo kicks its arse all over the place. The Toyota is actually quite similar to the Nismo, except the Nismo has got billions more grip. It's it feels like the downforce of the Nismo is really good. The Toyota you got a brake, but the Nismo just brakes on its own virtually. That poached the crap out of it. Yeah, on that Gran Turismo, Rome's good, Tokyo's a good one. So many good ones. Madrid, that's another good one. I'll tell you one track that I always wanted on here was Monaco. But that was because I'd never really raced Monaco. Now I've raced it on Gran Turismo. I wouldn't actually want it on this game. It'd be a nightmare going through all tight streets on. It'd be just like that Hong Kong track. They're just too tight, aren't they? This game just doesn't suit real life too well, I don't think. You like cars with bad grip? You must be mad. Must be mad. No, I would just like a variation of the racing rather than just tarmac the whole time. I would like them to definitely introduce some autocross stuff on it, like gravel and just mud or dirt, whatever you want to call it. But you have to go across it, and there's like chicanes with walls and stuff, so you can't just chuck it across any old how. But then you could have the gameplay a bit slower, so you could then introduce things like the old, what you said earlier on about the Escort. Perhaps you could have a few rally cars in it, Subaru Imprezas and Evos and stuff. Or a couple of jumps, add some jumps into it. There's a sport in Australia, I think it is, where they have these big V8 truck things go around street circuits and they'll jump. Got big, massive, bouncy tyres. That is one fantastic looking sport, whatever that's called. They'll never had Nürburgring, Nordschleife, never. That track is just too demanding for this game. It's like the Holy Grail, isn't it? Nordschleife, what everyone wants to. When I got Gran Turismo, it must have took me. How long did it take me to get to know the track? I reckon it probably took me about 2 months. And I was playing that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe 5-6 laps every single day, and it must have took me at least 2 months to know where the corners were going. Where you could push it, where you couldn't, type thing. Well, that needs a service as well. Yeah, that Hoonigan thing. But is that not like a drift car? It's not a... I mean, if you had that on here, how would that even look? No, I don't play Asphalt 8. Used to play Asphalt 7, but then I used to play that a lot. Then I got this game, and then once I got this game, I lost all interest in asphalt. It was all too unbelievable at the time, but never say never. I mean, I might download it again, who knows. I'd much prefer the Asphalt 8 over, what do you call it, CSR racing. That does not appeal to me in the slightest. That just drag racing. I do not like drag racing. Drag racing on this game is terrible. Let's have a little look at these. How many we got? Right, he's done 300, I've done 30. I did say I'm not going to do it because it's just pointless, this thing. So if we was going for team gold, team rewards, so we got to drive 1850 between us, and we still need 1500 to go, and he's already done 300, so you can poke that. All for Paul Walker. Right, they're winning against France, Russian racing. Right, 3,800 kilometres he's done there, best bloke. So, is that one bloke doing that? If it is, he's got to be round a twist. If it's several people doing it, then they're all cheats. Whatever way you look at it, shadows. Don't understand it. Don't understand it at all. It's like they get off on... You know, as I said before, we've all got different things that we like, and they must take great pride in being, they probably think they're the best team rather than they're just the only people stupid enough to go round and round and round and round it like an headless chicken. What we got here? Hockenheim Grand Prix. I suppose it's pitch black, won't be able to see anything. Anyone noticed the glue effect since the update? Yeah, but how can one person... This is what I don't understand, Steve. Yeah, but Autopilot... Autopilot is I can't see a thing here. This is darker than normal. I'll try and get round the track, I think. I'm not going to worry about the time. I don't really want to do loads of laps around here, thank you very much. So if you do... yeah, but the only Indy Autopilot thing there's an elimination, isn't there, at Indy? No idea where I am here. Oh, you can stick it where the sun don't shine, go for a decent lap round here. I was well pleased to get round this stupid looking track. Do not want to race this again. Sometimes this Hockenheim, he's just, these night ones, they seem to have different various levels of darkness at Hockenheim. Sometimes it's quite dark, and other times like this, it's pitch black. You can't see a thing. Yeah, so say you got an elimination. If you run that on autopilot, you ain't going to win the elimination. All you might do on that is do maybe... You'd win the elimination on your own, obviously, even in the red, because you'd dumb the AI down, and you'll probably get, say, 9 or 10 kilometres. But the autopilot ones will only get about 2 or 3. So each race that you do wouldn't get you very far, would it? There's a way you can get 2 or more devices on one account at the same time. He'll be racing on one on the fastest track, then he'll have his other account. Yeah, but automatically on auto. Yeah, I know that bit, but you ain't gonna on an elimination. You ain't gonna get very far with it on there. It just slams straight into the wall, don't it? I think you'll probably find that they give their details to other people. So, like, you know, my account details, I would give my account details to you, and you log in as me, and they both count. I think you'll find that's what they're doing. or some people even write programs and stuff for it, don't they? So when you do a lap, for argument's sake, which is, say for somewhere like Indy, it's about roughly 5 kilometres for one lap. Then they write a program that every lap you do, it will count not as 5, but it counts as, say, 12. And they do it like that. There's so many different ways to cheat in this game, it's just stupid. But this is what, I mean, those sort of people don't actually play the game to play the game. They play the game to cheat it. Cheating the game is what they enjoy, is the cheating side of things rather than racing around the track. Well, we've got 3 laps. Naughty boy. How do you like them apples? I quite enjoy that. That's quite good doing that. That's probably the best thing of all. Totally enjoyable, that. I mean, this is, all this cobblers is just, I mean, you're much too fast for the other cars, but then you can't stop in time. They have better, I mean, the AI, they don't go as fast, but they have better brakes than you. But to get through them all, quite often you just end up crashing into them. I don't really like crashing. I know all the secrets, don't you worry about that. I know a lot of these, well, I don't know all the secrets obviously, but I do know a lot of them, and I know what a lot of people get up to. So all that old cobblers about they don't cheat and stuff, I don't believe it, because I know they all do. To me, they cheat. To you, they might not do. I said to you, you know, there are lots and lots of different lines that we think you shouldn't cross. But there are so many different lines that no one is in agreement with what's right and what's not right. Typical thing here, right? The other week I was in Slugs in the top speed thing, and it was a 2-day event, and some of the boys down the bottom had been trying for 2 days. They're down the bottom, so they're not, you know, they're not the best scorers, but I think at the time our team was, this was right near the end, bear in mind, about half an hour from the end. And the boys down the bottom, I can't remember where I was, but anyway, I weren't down the bottom. But anyway, the boys down the bottom, with the team chat and stuff, they was trying their hardest, and it would say, I can't remember the speed amount, say the top one's on 300 and the bottom one's on 298, because that's how close a lot of these speed event things are. But they had been trying for 2 days. Half an hour from the end, Snails got some bans. Now I was told that slugs and snails are no longer the same, all the same team. I was told that they are totally separate. Anyway, turns out half hour before the end, snails get a few bans for whatever reason. So now somebody pipes up, they want to join both teams up. So it's either do slugs go to snails, or do slugs best ones go to snails, or do snails, some of the ones who haven't been banned, do they join slugs? So they're all. So I said, hang on a minute, there's blokes here been trying for 2 days. Slugs are in about position, whatever. They was in about position maybe 25 or something. So they was quite happy to kick out the bottom 3 or 4 to let a few snails in. And to me, it was just a total big kick in the teeth for the blokes. All right, they was the lowest few scorers, but it was just a big kick in the teeth for them. Been trying for 2 days for. I mean, the 3 blokes that was going to come in, or 5 blokes, however many it was, the difference it would make to slugs would be they'd go from, say, position whatever 25 to 21. So no difference. But the blokes who have been trying, and they weren't their place in the team, were going to get booted out. So I left there, and then I said it was a load of bollocks, and I just thought it was wrong. So anyway, I left it. I ain't never ever going back. Another team I ain't never going to go back to. But a lot of people seem to think that's it's a good thing. I didn't think it was a good thing at all. I thought it was a nasty thing to kick the bottom few blokes out. I really did. When you're in a team like Snails, or the real top good teams, then quite often you will get bans in your team because there's just more bans. There's so many people get banned in this game. But the top teams are more. But that's part of the risk you take if you want to go for top position. That's why I no longer ever even, I never ever go into Snails these days. I was in it all the time at one point, but we had it, I think, before where we should have won it a few times, and then a cheating team came in. Fire monkeys plainly don't care, and it was you think, why am I trying so hard for a day or 2 days or however long it's over? Fire monkeys just let somebody come in and they do a speed of 2,000 kilometres per hour, and there's nothing built in the game, or fire monkeys don't. I mean, all it needs is fire monkeys to have a person, a real live human being, to look at them scores for probably no more than 5 minutes. Chuck out the ones that are plainly, blatantly cheating, and just say, like, the event's finished. 5 minutes will give the results, sling all the cheats out, and then job done. But no, they don't bother. Now, so this is the thing about things like All for Paul Walker and other teams, that it appears that they're all racing for 25 hours a day. And as I say, there's only 2 ways that is. Either they seriously need to get something else in their life, or they're cheating. And whatever way it is, when I see a cheating team come in and nick it with, say they've done whatever, say they've done 50,000 kilometres, and then a cheating team comes in, one person he's done 4 million. I actually do find that pretty funny. Because it's like the cheats have been out cheated, is the way I look at it. You get so much sort of ill feeling and hatred with race teams, don't you? I think it's called more friction with race teams, and I bet it's outweighed the friendships that have developed. No, I don't use Discord. I did look into it at one point, but I never did do it in the end. What I would like to do on here, I don't know if any of you can help me on here, I would like to do it that while I'm streaming, that maybe I could talk to some of yous, say like through Skype or whatever, but that also stream that, but I don't really know how you do it. It's obviously a lot easier if you're on, say, OBS or something like that, but just through the app itself, it's a bit crap, really. But I don't know whether you could do maybe a Skype call. So where you some of you leave comments and what have you, I actually talk to you online while I'm streaming. That would be pretty good, but I don't really know how you'd do that. Whether it would cut it out or not. Oh, that needs a service and all then. I don't know if I've got anything else left to do now. As long as that tosser John Williams has got nothing to do with it, it's alright. Here's one knob. He's another one cheating git. He thinks he's some sort of saint, him. He's one of the he's been known to cheat as well, that boy, many times. Goes about like he's some saint. Can I do anything else? I don't think I can. I think they've all got a part. I can do that thing. Would any of them compete with that? That would be too slow, wouldn't it? Who knows? 1 secondo. Slam the door wide, have you? Right. Spilled my tea, I'll get shot. Right, to go and get a cloth. Should do me up. Slice me up. I think Radutan is hacking a grip off the cars. He is. Aye, Steve knows he is. How do you know that? That guy is fast in corners as he is in the straight. No, I've never bought any gold whatsoever. Never, ever, ever. Right, Steve, he is. He is. Do you mean Radutan is hacking the grip of the cars. Are you saying it, Steve? Oh no, I got slung out of All Stars last week. Oh, old Uncle John threw you out, did he? What did you get thrown out for? Being a nice bloke? Being normal? And he didn't like it. The best bloke that's ever been in All Stars is Jason. He was one brilliant, decent bloke, that boy. Jason Ainsworth. Fantastic man he was. He used to spend half his time trying to calm John down. John's like little Hitler, isn't he? We clashed big time when he came into my Real Racing 3 chat lounge Facebook group I used to have. He came in there thinking he's all Mr. Big Johnny Potatoes, till he got slung out on his ear. Let's have a look. Start slung out of All Stars because Bash from BBX threatened him. When that never happened, BBX split off from All Stars because he didn't like ASNH. So he chucked everyone in BBX1 out. But even when Jason was here, he there was only ever about 12 or 13 people in that race team then. It wasn't what you call it. It wasn't a full team. Wasn't a full team then. Is your name Mihai? Am I saying that right? Because I've seen your name obviously several times before, but I don't know how you. Is it Mihai? Am I saying that right? What country are you in then? Are you in? I take it you're in Asia somewhere. India? Philippines maybe? 1024 gold coins cost a third of a salary. Third of a salary of what? Here, I think that works out to, actually it's about 50 quid here without the discount. You normally get it on discount, but get out of the way. Good grip on this car, but I don't think it's going to have enough top speed to win. Romania. I thought all Romanians were in Britain these days. You're the only one left. I never expected you to say Romania. And I never expect you to say per month either. So that's about £150 per month. No wonder there's so many Romanians over here then. Well, I can go flat out in this, but I don't think it's going to have enough oomph to catch them, even though they're slowing down on the corners. Maybe, who knows? Let's look the inside. Whoa. I need these to slow down, or one of them to slow down so I can nip past them. If you don't mind. Or I might do it, you know. I might do it. Oh, I might just do it. Grip versus top speed. But can you get past them without crashing? No, you wouldn't have thought that was possible, would you? This is why grip is better than speed. We need grip, Sonny. We need grip. We don't need speed. We need grip. Without grip, it's pointless. No, I didn't actually think I was gonna. I didn't think I was gonna actually win that. And where you been, Mr. Frowny? You still got your YouTube channel going, or have you put? You know, you packed it up, didn't you, last time I heard? But then you started again. You're too much into your trains. Venom? Venom against what? Cool, you sound like some sort of politician. You're going to do some dodgy old speech there. I believe in speed and power. Actually, there is more I can do, yeah. Venom. Well, if I raced the Venom against the Regera, I much prefer driving the Regera over the Venom. I don't like that Venom. I think it's a horrible car. I actually quite like the Silvia R3 spec. I think it's a nice car. Now, somebody was asking earlier on what sort of cars do I like, and I do like this. It's because it's got good grip, it's got good balance, and I'm not that bothered about the cars too fast. I mean, some of the ones that go so far, like the MP4X thing, that is horrible. Regera 1 FXX, P1 GTR, Jag R3. I think the main problem with the Venom is the brakes is what I find the problem is. The grip's not bad, it's the brakes. It's got brakes like the Veyron. It's got too much speed for the brakes can handle. The grip's alright, it's just you can't slow down enough to get the right speed to go around the corners. I can't anyway. Maybe you're better than me, but that's what I seem to struggle with. You know, like the Australian V8 supercars, I mean them, I like them. If they had brakes, any form of brakes, rather than no brakes whatsoever, that'd be an excellent car for me. They're very similar, I think, to the similar to, where is my little beauty? There, similar to that R8 LMS Ultra. I think they are very similar, but that has got fantastic balance and brilliant brakes. Whereas that's what them V8 supercars lack. There's another car I like, Mazda Furai, fantastic car. Brakes are not bad, better brakes than, well, I don't know what, I can drive that Regera far better around the track than that. This is another good car, this GTE thing. This is a lot better than the other one, isn't it? I might just do a couple of laps in the old Aston. British, proper bit of British car going on. I've got all cars fully upgraded as well, because I didn't give the game up like you amateurs, Mr. Amateur Frony. Some of us put some hours in. You mucking about with that train set and then putting the game away and up and all that sort of stuff. Some of us just cracked on, just kept going and going and going and going. Now I'm reaping the rewards of it all. British flags, what you got to have? I should have done this track really while it was in the red, because this is always a really easy. I think of all the track, this is probably the easiest track of all to win, I reckon, at Suzuka East. You believe what you like, Mr. Ferrari. Believe what you like. You've never been a dedicated, serious dedicated player of this game. You've had a little play of it for a little while, packed it up and then come back again. See ya. Frony Tabagana or something like that his name is. I know most of you driving this chase view. Dankeschön, bitte, as we say. Now quite a lot of the cars I think are actually not bad these days for this chase view. I still can't connect with a car, but the actual viewing of it is not bad. But how any of you in the world drive an F1 car in this view is beyond me. It just looks stupid. I was watching a YouTuber today, this morning. Oh, I can't think of his name now. Anyway, he's the first one I've watched that I thought myself, I could watch it. No, tell a lie, I like Racer McCain and all. He drives in hood view. He commentates like I do. And he's British. English. Sounds a lot more intelligent to me. Doesn't sound like he's got a really thick accent like I have. But you can see he's not a hacker either. I just said a little while ago, oh, behave yourself. You don't drive in that chase view in an F1 car, surely. That is, I mean, you've got to be about 7 or 8 at the maybe you can get away with it if you're 12. Any older than that, you shouldn't even be playing the car game. Driving it in that view is just, he's nothing short of stupid. You're 16, ain't you? 16, 17, something like that. That troublesome age. No wonder you all got slung out of All Stars. John come down with a big stick, oofed you all out of it. That is that crappy music I can hear. That Bash Bats, he's been in it since it first started, I think. He's a stroppy kit and all, isn't he? Yeah, I was coming out with that old cobblers about this is the easiest race to win. Here I am struggling something terrible. I remember when we very first drove the F14 car, when that first came out. Obviously I always drive in hood near enough, and I drove that. I thought, that's it, the game can stop now, don't need anything else. I'm quite happy if they never introduce another car in the game ever again. I was well happy with that F14. It's bloody hard to drive though, isn't it? In fact, all the Formula 1 cars are hard to drive, I think. Red Bull, Monster, etc. I don't actually know what you're talking about there, Miho. Have I missed something? Bots are such douches. Oh, yeah. We need real life sponsors. Yeah, mate, you're right. Totally agree with you. Oh, I saw a video the other day. If I had an iPad, I would buy it. It was painting, like you can paint like you'd paint on a canvas type. Like you can do painting on an iPad and stuff. It was bloody brilliant, this thing, what they did. Black and white. Hello. You anything to do with that NU99 team, Mr. Black and White? Or a Geordie? Who's whistling? I can hear whistling somewhere. I don't know if you heard the door a couple of minutes ago. That was my missus bringing in a nice new cup of tea. Things are all good. And rainy weather. NU99 is a crap team. I support Newcastle, but I don't like them. Somebody here who's it? Josh, isn't it? Josh Bott. He joined NU99 with Rob Nitro. Comes here sometimes when I'm streaming. Them two are definitely in it. I joined them for a top speed event. A couple of no, hang on. Let me turn that crap off. A couple of about 2 months ago, something like that. And but they said to me at the time that I can't remember what car it was. Anyway, whatever car it was, most of them didn't have it upgraded, and some of them didn't even have the right car, and it was it's a crap team for that. But they're meant to be quite good for. I don't know. I think it's quite a good team, Steve. I think if you used to join it and stay in it, I reckon you'd enjoy it. It's definitely as good as that team you're in, that BBX lot. I was thinking of joining that NU99. Were we or weren't we? Did we or didn't we? Of course we did. A lot of teams are a lot of teams seem to be badly organised though. There's a team I was in not long ago. Wheels of Moscow. I was in that 2 events ago, I think, top speed. There's about half an hour to go again, and then one of their blokes got banned for some reason or other. Don't know what for, but anyway, he got banned. Maybe it was about an hour or two to go, wasn't it? Half an hour, about an hour or two to go, and anyway, got a ban. The captain of that team, nowhere to be seen, didn't put anyone else in, so we ended up with nothing. And it also happened in Reds as well, which Curtis the son. Oh, I can't think of his name now. Oh, I'm hopeless with names. Jones, who comes on here. Curtis is the boy. I can't think of the dad's name now. Julian, he was he's in that team, and that team, they also had the same thing. About an hour before the end, something happened to them. They got a ban as well. Seems to me every team I go into. So that's the trouble with most teams. You don't know who you're racing with because there's like 20 of you, and you don't really know most of them, you could be with anybody. Yeah, Julian, yeah. So Julian, you could, the team captain there at the time, that was over a course of a day. And after about, I think here, well, as you know, here it starts at 1 o'clock in the morning. And he started swapping people out about 11 or 12 o'clock, so like noon. I thought it was a bit weird. I said, why are you swapping people out and it's only like noon? But, you know, his time zone. So I don't think I'd even raced at that point. But anyway, he swaps people out like noon, but he's not about for the last couple of hours. Now, for me, that just seems bollocks. it just seems to be a no-no to me. If a captain has to be about, like, for most of the event, I think, especially definitely for the last like hour or so. But you know, he weren't about for about the last 2 hours. So as Wills and Moss go, Reds, you know, both the same. And it just seems to be some are more organised than others, and some, like Slugs, have got far too many chiefs in there. They're just sort of, you know, there's so many people want to decide things that, and they're quite happy to stamp on, like, the little bloke who's been, you know, might be his first race team, his third bottom. So, you know, he's done all right. His speed's not bad, but, you know, to them to some teams it's more important that the name of the team is high on the leaderboard than the bloke who's been trying for 2 days solid. Now, I just think it's wrong, but anyway. Reds is meant to be quite good. Yeah, they are, providing, I think the captain, who I've seen most of the time, is a bloke called Joker, and I think it's the same Joker that does quite well on some of the time trials and stuff. So he's a decent racer, but he's not about for the last. A little word in your shell, like there, I think. The fact he's not about for the last couple of hours makes him, in my opinion, not a good captain. Don't know where Julian's been. He's normally knocking about. Julian, I ain't seen him for the last couple of streams. He ain't been here. Perhaps he's got the hump because of the leverettes, I don't know. But it's nice when he pops up, because I always like to see how his lad's getting on, because he's nearly in the nearly broken into the Liverpool football team, isn't he? Oh yeah, that is really annoying. That when I must have. I mean, bear in mind that, you know, over the years I've had loads and loads of racing teams, loads. I must have had over 100, and I've slung out thousands of people, thousands. They say, oh yeah, I'll race at least 4 hours, whatever, and they come in, and quite often I don't race at all. Don't even do one lap. Not even 1 lap round Indy. And they say, oh yeah, but then there's always an excuse. Oh bro, why'd you kick me out? 'Cause you're shit, that's why. Another liar. Far too many of them do it. Ron Kersinger, don't know him. Hang on, I've seen the name Ron K. Was he in another team called Legends of the Track? Was he in that lot? I think there was a wrong K in that. What's that Facebook group is still going called Legends? That was the first Facebook group I ever joined for Real Racing 3 called Legends. Small group. There's only about, I think there's only about 30 or 40 people in it. And that was all sort of, you know, no cheating and no hacking and no this, no that. Everyone was a high level player and all that sort of stuff. But then one bloke hacked the game and it was like, ah, well, turn a blind eye because it's him, one of our own. Well, no, he's hacked it, sling him out. Yeah, that was a funny old team, that Legends of the Track. I joined that as well one time. Level 950. What does that actually say to you? Somebody who's level 950. I'm level what? 450 something, I think. About 400, say 450. And I did get to a level about 215, hacked the game up. I got fed up getting my arse kicked by everyone else. Everyone had better cars than me on that online multiplayer thing. And I thought, well, I've got level 215. And I started it from when it very first came out. And I really got sick to death of getting my arse kicked by people who was like level, whatever, 12. But they all, you can see they all had way better cars than me. So I got disillusioned with the game and packed it up. And I started again. So anyway, got about level 215 roughly. Packed it up, and then at the time didn't know you could cloud save, didn't know you could get it back, didn't know anything like that. So anyway, gave it up. About a month later, started again from nothing. And I've now got to level 450. But so for somebody who's at level 950, I mean he's put in twice the amount of hours, no more than that. See, to me, there's something wrong there. I honestly think there's some sort of fiddling going on. Or, no, bollocks. It's just I think it's just, there's a fiddle going on there. I don't actually believe that they are genuine players at level 950, whatever. Don't really see how they do it. Unless it's the maths of this game just don't really add up properly, because where I've got, I mean, if I look at my stats against other people's, people that, you know, I consider to be very genuine, like Dean Canachero, he to me 100% genuine. I would have no qualms in saying he is 100% legitimate. But he's about level 650, something like that, and yet he hasn't put in anywhere near the amount of hours into the game that I have. So I thought to myself, maybe it's because I spend more time on customising the cars perhaps rather than racing. But with somebody like Dean Canachero, he spends more time on customising than I do, or anybody else I know. In fact, the game to him is more about customising than it is for racing. Whereas me, it's been probably 70-30 maybe, racing and customising, whereas Dean is probably more like 50-50. So if anything, his hours should be more than mine, but he's higher level than me, so I don't really get it. But level 950, and you see some of these people got like level 1000 and what have you. Are they just that desperate to have a high level? Does it, to them, is it an achievement of some sort that they will leave the game running on autopilot all day, like what's his name, Jose B does? He leaves 2 devices on 16-17 hours a day, just going round and round and round Speedway to level up. He don't play it, but he just lets the cars go round and round and round on autopilot to get levels up. So, you know, we all want different things, I suppose, out of this game. Some people, it's really important that they've got a very high driver level. Maybe it makes them feel superior to other people. Other people writing the time trials, they have to be the fastest, even if it's by 0.001. But they are the fastest. I think anyone over driver level 800 is a cheat, probably. 800 would be my limit. So they've not so much cheating, but they've done something or other to get that driver level. They've not actually played the game, you know, going through the series and just being a normal through the series and stuff. To me, that's, you know, it's not really cheating, but it's like a loophole to do it, I think. Do you use a wheel on Real Racing 3? No, just a normal device. What's that bloke, that ID, whatever his name was? He appears on the weekly time trial quite a lot. He appears, then he gets banned. Then he appears, then he gets banned. He appears and he gets banned. But his driver level, he was driver level. His driver level about more than a year ago was 1,000, over 1,000. Ron puts in 15 hours into every team challenge. Yeah, but surely he must put 15 hours every single day to get driver level 900. You go. He's got it, because he's put in. Where's my hours I put in here? Right, so I'm driver level 458. Total time played. Right, you put down there a little while ago. You've done about 1,000 hours, didn't you? 1,000 hours, and your level, say you're level 196. Say 1,000 hours gives you level 200. I've done 6,400 hours, and I am only, say, nearly 5 times what you are. Which would, and it gets harder to level up the higher level you are. It takes longer and more races, more fame points to level up, like lots of games do. So your level 196 for 1,000 hours is about relative to my 6,000, say 6,500 hours for level 5 times what you are. So that's about relative. So level 900 odd, which is double what I am, means his total playing time should be about 16,000 hours. There's no way he's done 15 or 16,000 hours. Not a cat in hell's chance. And that is why I think there's a proper fiddle going on. So like Dean Canachero, where my total time is 6,500, his is only about something like 4,500. That's quite a bit less than mine. But you know, I'm 100% confident he is 100% legitimate, Dean. But lots of players, you'll see they're like level 1,000 or even, you know, 900, 1,000, whatever, somewhere in it, or even over 1,000, and their total time played is probably 5,000, something like that. So it is definitely a bit iffy. Why don't you try to come online? Because online is shit. Try coming first in online multiplayer. Pot luck to me whether you come first or not online multiplayer. Yeah, but I've done all my time in that, Steve. I've done Le Mans when I was levelling up, when I needed to earn the gold and whatever. When I was going sort of near the end of the career, trying to get the last few cars and last upgrades and what have you. I was on Le Mans 10 lappers, and I would do, say, 6 or 7 10 lappers every day, probably a few months. So for him to do what he's done there to get to level 900 odd, he's got to be racing 15 10 lappers a day, and he ain't doing it. We all know he ain't doing it. He's definitely on some sort of fiddle somewhere. He's running different. Oh, I nearly cleared the safe there. He's definitely doing a running it on autopilot or multiple accounts, or he's merged accounts together, because I know you can do that. So he's definitely done something. But it's obviously important to him to, and other people like him, to be as high a level as he possibly can. It's obviously a pride thing. I bet he ain't very fast, is he? Normally the ones who pedal like mad, they've got really high, what you call it, they're my high driving levels. I can pedal like mad, but they're normally not that fast. There was a bloke in that Legends of the Track. I thought his name was Ron. Pretty slow. Where should we go? Let's go somewhere nice in a little McLaren thing. Man, panorama. What more? This was a what you call it? Quite a big time when I was used to watch Formula 1. I still watch it now, but there was a gap I had a Formula 1 where I didn't bother. That was like a really good livery for me, that thing. Proper livery. Wakanda forever, to right, whoever they may be. I do the 10 times 10 lap bar, or I do about 5 hours on the FXX. Check these distances on FPS. FPS. Who's winning? Interested in Paul Walker anyway. Was he a character or an actor? One or the other, wasn't he? Video output low. That sounds like it's going to cut off. Oh, buffering. I think that might be. I think that might mean that's gone. You know. Don't know. Who knows? It's either gone or it's coming back. What did you say that team was called? Where's Reds? Reds will be up here, I bet you. FPS. If tomorrow EA put out Real Racing 4 and it's a 100% start from scratch, even if your level is high like yours, what will you do? Well, quite obviously,